Afterwards, once upon a time, there was a king, or Dvija, of the name of Parīks hiṭ, born in the Kula of Kauravas, and like his great grandfather Pandu of old, he was of mighty arms, the first of all bearers of bows in battle, and fond of hunting. And the monarch wandered about, hunting violent animal, and wild boars, and wolves, and buffaloes, and various other kinds of wild animals. One day, having pierced an animal with a sharp arrow, and slung his bow on his back, he penetrated into the deep forest, searching for the animal here and there, like the illustrious Rudra himself of old, pursuing in the heavens, bow in hand, the Mriga which was Yajna, itself turned into that shape after the piercing. No animal that was pierced by Parīks hiṭ had ever escaped in the forest with life. This animal, however, wounded as before, fled with speed as the proximate cause of king's attainment to heaven. And the animal that Parīks hiṭ, that king of humans, had pierced was lost to his gaze, and drew that monarch far away into the forest. And, fatigued and thirsty, he came across a Muni in the forest, seated in a cow pen, and drinking to his fill the froth oozing out of the mouth of cows, sucking the milk of their dams. And approaching him hastily, the monarch, hungry and fatigued, and raising his bow, asked that Muni of rigid vows, saying, O Brahman, I am King Parīks hiṭ, the son of Abhimanyu. A deer pierced by me has been lost. Hast thou seen it? But that Muni, observing then the vow of silence, spoke not unto him a word. And the king in anger thereupon placed upon his shoulder a dead snake, taking it up with the end of his bow. The Muni suffered him to do it without protest, and he spoke not a word, good or bad. And the king, seeing him in that state, cast off his anger and became sorry, and he returned to his capital. But the Rishi continued in the same state. The forgiving Muni, knowing that the monarch, who was a tiger among kings, was true to his duties of his order, cursed him not, though insulted. That tiger amongst monarchs, that foremost one of Bharatakula, also did not know that the person whom he had so insulted was a virtuous Rishi. It was for this that he had so insulted him. That Rishi had a son, by name Shringi, of tender years, gifted with great energy, deep in ascetic penances, severe in his vows, very wrathful, and difficult to be appeased. At times he worshipped with great attention and respect his preceptor, seated with ease on his seat, and ever engaged in the good of creatures. And, commanded by his preceptor, he was coming home when, O best of Dvijas, a companion of his, a Rishi's son, named Krusha, in a playful mood, laughingly spoke unto him, and Shringin, wrathful and like unto poison itself, hearing these words in reference to his father, blazed up in rage. And Krusha said, Be not proud, O Shringi, for ascetic as thou art, and possessed of energy, thy father bears on his shoulders a dead snake. Henceforth speak not a word to sons of rishis like ourselves, who have knowledge of the truth, and deep in ascetic penances, and have attained success. Where is that manliness of thine, those high words of thine, begotten of pride, when thou must have to behold thy father bearing a dead snake? O best of all Munis, thy father too had done nothing to deserve this treatment, and it is for this that I am particularly sorry, as if the punishment were mine.